Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are here at Pikes Peak for the first race in the 2018 NRSL Mountain Dew For the Win Cup Series playoffs, or the chase as we like to call it here. 42 drivers are preparing for 88 laps around the racetrack. It was going to be 100, but the officials decided 88 laps would suffice for the opener at this 1 mile racetrack. On the pole is 5-win driver Andrew Rich, who has dominated so far this season, including having the most top 10s at 13 on the season. Rich enters the race leading the point standings with his 25 playoff points, 5 points per win this season. Starting next to him is last year's runner-up Johnny Gardner. 2 wins so far this year has gotten him W's from Chicago Motor Speedway, not to be confused with Chicagoland, and Pocono. In row 2 is another chase driver, DJ Curtis, who got his win a couple races ago at Yas Marina. Next to him, Daytona 500 pole sitter Mark Riggleman. Row 3 shows winless chase driver William Brock and rookie John Nunn. Row 4 is a winner who missed the chase, Alexander Rowe. Next to him, 3-time winner Jonathan Zorlin. And in row 5, we have 2017 Daytona 500 winner Philip Parker and another driver who, despite his win, has missed the playoffs, Zachary Fitzwater Sr. So we have 5 chase drivers starting inside the top 10. The rest, Joshua Osborne starting in 13th with Seth Cole next to him in 14th. Cole Devers starts in 16th place for the race today. Alex Gray, you can see right behind him in 18th place. Diego Yepes will start 26th. Austin Alves 29th with Charles Jackson next to him in 30th. 32nd is Zach Flickinger. 34th is TJ Hanley. And then at the back in 39th is four race winner and all-star winner Deanna Jones, who sits atop the points with Andrew Rich tied with the most playoff points. And Cody Hagan, as you can see, will start in 42nd place. So unsure what we're going to see here today. Last season we were at Chicagoland to open the playoffs. Charles Jackson was the winner then, though he was not in the chase. Now we'll see if, as a what if Jackson can repeat what he performed last season, what the playoff picture will look like.
Drivers, start your engines!
The command has been given. So Andrew Rich enters the playoffs as the key favorite. As we looked at the point standings, he held a decent lead over Deanna Jones, 39 points. He was ahead of Deanna Jones, his teammate. The next closest driver was Johnny Gardner. However, Gardner was 66 points behind Andrew Rich. So the 53, 29, 32, the clear favorites. But with the chase being reset and everybody so close in the points, the key will be to continue this consistency these drivers have had so far. Green flag is out right in front of the start-finish line. And we are underway in the 2018 playoffs. Rich will clear Gardner off the turn 2. As you can see, despite being a 1-mile track, this is no Dover. These drivers must be careful into the corners. Andrew Rich will lead the first lap. DJ Curtis and Johnny Gardner battle side by side for second place. Mark Riggleman ducking down inside in front of William Brock. Gardner not giving up second easy to the 17. William Brock will duck to the inside of Riggleman. Rich slowly but surely pulling away. But Gardner's really trying to work this outside line. Seeing some great racing here between chase drivers Johnny Gardner and DJ Curtis. Neither giving an edge, and the same can be said for pretty much everybody behind. Jonathan Zorlin has found his way to the inside. Curtis inching ahead. Gardner staying strong along the top. That time at the line, Curtis did have second place. Brock and Riggleman still side by side behind them. Alexander Rowe on the top side will actually clear William Brock. Now that battle is for 5th between the 41 and the 21. Brock is not being able to run the bottom that well, and now Riggleman finds himself on the offensive running the bottom groove. We saw Gardner edge out in front of Curtis a decent amount at the line, so the high side perhaps coming into play. 3 wide in the back where Alex Gray resides. Osborne in the middle, Zach Rogers up top. Now that 3 wide battle between McIntyre, Osborne, and Rogers. And in the back of the picture here behind Eli Bright, you may see the 34 Quentin Moore, the 3rd race winner who did not make the playoffs after a bad race at Armory Digital, knocked him out of the top 30 in the point standings. And look at Cole Deaver up here going to split the middle between Tony Green and Michael Amato. Ooh, and teammate Alex Gray getting really close to his back bumper. But we've seen some impressive racing as up front, Johnny Gardner has cleared DJ Curtis as now Mark Riggleman battles him for 3rd place. And now the question is, will Gardner be able to track down Andrew Rich, who has been riding by himself all day? See, almost 170 miles an hour into turn 1, all the way down the 120 mid-corner. Gardner closing slowly. Curtis doing his best to fend off rookie Mark Riggleman. Can he clear the 26 off the corner? And it appears he will. Going into turn 1, DJ Curtis will clear Riggleman for 3rd place. Alexander Rowe up in the 5th as Jonathan Zorlin, who started 8th, is battling fellow chase driver William Brock for 6th. And those winless drivers have the most work to do out of anyone. There were 4 in total coming in. Cody Hagan, Charles Jackson, TJ Hanley, and William Brock, all without wins, all without bonus points. And they have a lot of single win drivers that they are going to have to beat in these 3 races in order to advance to the next round. And they include DJ Curtis, Austin Alves, Alex Gray, Zach Flickinger, Joshua Osborne, Seth Cole, and Diego Yepes. So far, though, we see 3 multi-race winners in the top 10. Zorlin, Rich, and Gardner. Gardner is apparently not closing. Let's look at the lap time comparisons. 26.62 to a 6.5. Closing, but closing really slowly. So perhaps pit stops will be huge here today. Unsure what the pit stop frequency exactly is. But we had great side-by-side action for about 8 laps. And now they're starting to single it up here in the front. Zorlin clears Brock for 6th place. Brock still doing the best out of all the chase drivers without a win. So let's find Cody Hagan. He started 42nd. Hagan doing a decent job here, working his way on the bottom as we see Deanna Jones is fighting to not fall to last place. So Jones not having the best luck. We see Charles Jackson here as well, not having a good first race, unlike he did last season when he wasn't even in contention for the championship. Zach Flickinger also having a bad day. This track apparently really depended on starting position, as we're seeing it is very difficult to pass. See AJ Hanley is up here as well, or back here as well. Only a few more spots ahead of these guys. Austin Alves, a couple of positions in front of him. But we already see the bottom 4 chase drivers. Deanna Jones, Cody Hagan, Charles Jackson, and Zach Flickinger. Luckily for Deanna Jones, those 25 playoff points will provide a good cushion for this first race, but if she has another bad race, things will be difficult for the finale at Auto Club for this round. And now from looking at the ticker, Gardner is losing ground on Andrew Rich. Reminder that a win is an automatic berth into the second round. And another 5 playoff points for those chase drivers. Let's see who else. Oh yes, Austin Alves up here racing against Jessica Shelton for, I believe, 25th, or is it for 26th place? It's for 26th place, as Shelton thought about ducking in the middle between teammate Charles Sanford and the 37 of Eli Bright. Joshua Osborne, a couple positions ahead here, driving in front of Emmanuel Hartnett behind Quentin Moore, who's peeking into the middle between Dylan Young and Diego Yepes. Osborne sits 22nd. Osborne has remained somewhat unproductive since his victory at Las Vegas back earlier in the season in March. However, Osborne was one of the most consistent drivers on the season, racking up 725 points. Aside from single race winners Seth Cole and Diego Yepes, he was the highest out of single race winners. So Osborne, while not as big as rookies Cole Deaver and Diego Yepes in terms of consistent performances, the win at Vegas still propelled Osborne into the playoff scenario as we go up to the 77 of Yepes, who is past Dylan Young, as now we see a lot more single file action. Speaking of single file action, Alex Gray up ahead here was looking to make a move on Philip Parker for 14th. Parker's future uncertain with Roush. He has decided to wait until the end of the season so that he and the team may review his performance. In order to figure out what the right contract will be for the driver of the 6 car. Up ahead we see Seth Cole sitting in 12th place, looking to make a move on 11th. That's John Nunn. Cole Deaver riding behind the driver of the 42 machine. Deaver's 2 wins this season coming from Surfers Paradise and Indianapolis, where he held off current race leader Andrew Rich. Now Seth Cole unable to make the move on John Nunn. Deaver will move to his outside. Seth found his victory this year at Watkins Glen. So next week at Papyrus will be a big week for Seth Cole and his team, because they know they have the best road course equipment around. And a poor qualifying effort at Papyrus could mean disastrous for Seth Cole's championship chances earlier in the season, showing great runs at tracks like Texas and a few other speedways that I cannot currently recall. Texas was definitely Seth Cole or Johnny Gardner's race to win, had fuel strategy not come into play. As for that chase race in round 3, the race is set to be 16 laps longer than the spring race. So if we do not see any cautions like we did in the spring, fuel strategy is completely out of the picture. So Seth Cole passed for 12th by Cole Deaver, who will now attempt to make the pass on John Nunn for 11th. That Seth Cole could not, as we're seeing a lot more double file racing now that we're getting into the increased stages of tire wear. As you see, looking at the lap times of Deaver, tires have fallen off a second, And Deaver will indeed be able to clear the 9 car. Oh, not yet. And he does, so Cole Deaver up to 11th place, one position outside the top 10. Seth Cole, Alex Gray gonna follow behind, hopefully here. Hoping the rookie of the 9 has worn out his tires. Let's go up to 10th place up here. We're just basically making our way from the back to the front. You see Fitzwater right behind the battle between James Shelley, two-time race winner from last year, and Michael Amato, another two-race winner from last year. Amato won at Charlotte, and the other track is escaping me. Shelley won at Indianapolis and Homestead, but these are the only two drivers from last year with multi-wins that return this year who have not captured a checkered flag. They're looking in pretty good condition today, but I don't know how it's going to take a lot for them to go against the top 3 drivers who are playoff contenders. As Amato looks to make a pass on Chase driver William Brock for 7th. These guys about 3 seconds back from race leader Andrew Rich. So at the beginning we saw side-by-side constant battling. In the middle we saw some single file, and now we're seeing drivers who have saved their tires start to make passes as Amato will clear Brock for that 7th place position. It is unclear whether Amato will be returning to this ride next season. Team owner uncertain if he wants to focus on his ownership or just drive. The team has already renewed this man right here to come back to the 5 car in 2019. So Sorlin will not be changing rides like he did from 2017 to 2018. So Sorlin will stay in the 5 car and hopefully continue his dominance as Hendrick's top driver. Also returning will be John Arndt. However, Arndt not returning to the 48. He will be coming back to drive another number as Hendrick sold the rights to the 88. And Alex Ferranti will instead be moved to drive the 48 car. As we see both of these two drivers mentioned are not having great runs today. Deanna Jones herself, one of the top favorites coming into this championship in 42nd place. As everyone pretty much knows by now, Deanna Jones is set to retire. And Bulldog Motorsports will be making multiple changes to its lineup. It has been almost confirmed that Zach Rogers will be switching from the 19 team to drive another number. A rookie is set to come in to drive the 19 instead. Andrew Rich has also hinted that he will be changing his number for 2019. And the car to be the 4th, it has been unknown who will be driving that machine. As we head back up to the front, DJ Curtis is under fire from Mark Riggleman for 3rd place. And looking at the last lap, he was 3/10 ahead. So really bad lap for Curtis. Uncertain what happened to the 17 machine. This has backed up these guys. Gardner had closed the gap under a second on Rich, but is back over a second now. Uncertain when these drivers will be coming down pit road. The fall off has increased to a 1.5 seconds. Just about, as we see Sorlin under fire from teammate Michael Amato. That is for 6. Sorlin will get the good run off the corner. It looks like the high line has come back into play as being the preferred line. 34 laps down. Amato making him peek to the inside yet again. Riggleman running low. As Andrew Rich will make the first move down pit road. Gardner will stay out. And this will be huge, depending what kind of race lead Andrew Rich can get. His pit road speed is really fast here, despite it being a 1 mile racetrack. Johnny Gardner will, I believe, be coming down, and yes he is. Him and Sorlin will come down second time by. DJ Curtis will stay out. He will lead a lap, so Rich, Gardner, and Curtis will all receive bonus points for leading laps today. William Brock also electing to stay out one more lap. 17 making his way down. Will the 21 follow? He will. Andrew Rich leads the pack out as other drivers are coming in. Whew, that's just getting, holy crap, really dangerous. We'll step aside and we'll be back when the field is cycled. Back at Pikes peaking. Oh man, you guys missed something crazy. Curtis comes out of pit road. Shelley really pinched them into 3. And the 2 almost wrecked. Going into 3, there was contact with Curtis's right rear quarter panel. They somehow managed to hang on. Curtis now, though, falling to 8th. 17 car, though, has the freshest rubber on the racetrack. Andrew Rich is cycling into the lead, and as you can see from the ticker, Gardner has fallen to 4th, and he has a bumper full of Michael Amato. So Mark Riggleman up to 2nd, and Rowe up to 3rd. Gardner 4th, Amato 5th, Sorlin, Shelley, Curtis, Fitzwater, and Cole Deaver is the top 10. So we saw our drivers pit before lap 44 of the halfway mark. So we must assume everyone will be coming down again to pit at some point. So this is really going to be a huge tire game because we saw fall off. It was about a 1.5 seconds, but it was a really slow fall off. So it'll be interesting to see whether Curtis gains back the 5-6 seconds he lost. Same has to be said for Johnny Gardner's 3 seconds he lost. Well, technically 2.5. He was a second behind the 53 car. Gardner does have draft. Rich is riding by himself right now. But things are looking good for the 53 team to at least get 2 bonus points out of this race. Rich had win number 5 come only 2 races ago, not counting the All-Star back at Darlington. Rich's wins have included race 1 at Daytona, races 7 and 8 at Texas and the Dodge Motordrome respectfully, race 15 at Pig Stadium, and then race 25 at Darlington. And now Rich is looking to win another Speedway event. Johnny Gardner has won the most Speedway races at a total of 5. Rich has won 3 this season, and he could be looking to make that total 4. So we've got a battle of Speedway aces between the 53 and the 32. Up ahead, however, Riggleman is not gaining any time on Andrew Rich. The experience factor really coming into play here as a rookie tries to cut down the distance between him and Rich, and it is just not working. And the same can be said for Rowe. The only other one running fast laps is Gardner and Amato, even Sorlin. So perhaps these drivers who pit with the 53 already tearing their tires up somehow, as Gardner has managed to pull away from the bumper of Michael Amato. We should see Gardner at least make quick work of the 41 and the 26. Gardner's not losing any time on race leader Andrew Rich, but the 41 and the 26 are. Let's head back to DJ Curtis, who still sits In 8th place, he is not having so much luck. He's got a bumper full of Fitzwater Sr. As we have a new 10th place driver, William Brock. So the tire strategy, remember Brock stayed out the same amount of time as DJ Curtis, Cole Deaver, and Alex Gray battling it out for 11th. You see Seth Cole back there in 14th. Zach Flickinger has made his way up to 20th, pitting early. Charles Jackson 21st. Yepes is 23rd. Hanley 26th. Hagan's up to 30th. However, Osborne has fallen to 41st. Deanna Jones is in 40th. Austin Alves 34th, and Hagan 30th. So those are the bottom 4 right now. Battle on here though for 11th between Gray and Deaver. And Seth Cole was looking for 13th on Emmanuel Hartnett, but Gray will clear the 31. Will he clear the 31? Into turn 1 he does, and Hartnett will now duck to the bottom. So we head back up to the battle for Johnny Gardner as he is making his way to the inside, has made his way to the inside of Alexander Rowe. And Michael Amato will actually follow Johnny Gardner. So this is costing Gardner some time right now. He knows he's got the faster car. And off of 2 here, he will clear Alexander Rowe. Sorlin holding steady in 6th. Everybody else pretty much holding steady inside the top 10. Gardner and Amato, the only ones making any movements. So Gardner clears completely away from Rowe as now Michael Amato battles for this position of 4th place. And if we see anyone pit, it should be maybe around lap 70 to 73. Now these two right here are on the same strategy. So interesting to see that one is incredibly faster than the other. And this side-by-side is letting the 5 of Sorlin catch up. Gardner all over the bumper of Mark Riggleman. As Michael Amato will clear Rowe, and Rowe will jump down in front of Sorlin to hold on to 5th. Very aggressive. Shelley still remaining in 7th. Curtis still not really gaining ground despite having 2-lap fresher tires. As Gardner makes the move on rookie Mark Riggleman for 2nd. Through the middle of 3 and 4. Johnny Gardner just about having cleared Mark Riggleman. We're going to go on board a lap. On board with Johnny Gardner. See how close he gets to that white line. Riggleman's not giving up without a fight here. You see Gardner's being made to work for it, and they are losing a ton of time to Andrew Rich. And this is a lot of Amato, Rowe, and Zorlin to catch back up. So Gardner looked like he had the advantage, and all of a sudden, Riggleman was not making it easy. And now, though, Amato is close up to the bumper of Gardner. That's giving him a little push to the back bumper. That's going to help Gardner get by the 26 of Riggleman. Your race leader continues to be Andrew Rich. We're going to take a step aside, and we'll be back for the second round, the green flag pit stops. Back at Pikes Peak. Rich pulling away still slowly from Johnny Gardner. Michael Amato making his way up to 3rd. Alexander Rowe has fallen down to 7th as James Shelley caught the pack. Curtis Fitzwater also closing in on those drivers. So the battle's truly going on back here. But the strategy to pit later has not worked in the favor of these drivers. James Shelley trying to pass Jonathan Zorlin for 5th place. Shelley looking to the inside of Zorlin. 25 to go at the start finish line. Shelley's looking for 5th place. Looking at Shelley's season performance, he sits 32nd in the point standings, +3 from Armory Digital. So Shelley trying to get better this year, prepare for 2019. He has been confirmed to return to the one machine. And now DJ Curtis tires maybe coming in. Fitzwater was on his bumper. Fitzwater's actually looking to the top side on the 17 car. But James Shelley makes the pass for 5th place on Jonathan Zorlin. And we are certain that the next round of pit stops are near. But Andrew Rich has just dominated today. As I appear to have lost my bottle of Gatorade, here it is. So Rich making it clear, he is the favorite. If anyone doubted it, those doubts are gone. This 53 team, for some reason, despite not winning, not making the chase in 2017, the win at Daytona spurred confidence in this 53 team. The strategy at Texas to win, the outstanding performance at Dodge Motordrome late to hold on to the race lead. Another then just the domination we saw at Pig Stadium really showed that this team was not getting lucky wins. Indianapolis saw a hard fight battle against rookie Cole Deaver, who managed the best. Andrew Rich proving it can be done. Then the win at Darlington came. Another tough fought race for the 53 team. And now he sits at a chance to get win number 6, extending the record further for a single season performance. Meanwhile, teammate Deanna Jones sits in last place. Started 39th, has not had any luck today. As we close towards the next round of pit stops, if anyone were to pit early, it could be in huge benefit for those drivers. If you were to pit before Andrew Rich, it could help you greatly. James Shelley has made his way up to 4th. Riggleman now back to 5th. And Rowe now falls to 9th. Gray sits 11th. Zach Rogers has found his way into 12th. Deaver, Seth Cole has fallen a lot. Where is the 42? All the way back to 26. The man was 14th after the last cycle. Pitting early would really help a lot of chase drivers in the back of the field as Andrew Rich is coming down first. Michael Amato will follow. So Gardner stays out. Now we noticed that when drivers came to pit road, if they stayed out long enough, they were crisscrossing with drivers coming out. And if that were to happen, it could bring out a caution flag. Shelley will pit next. Gardner's going to stay out longer than expected. Probably that yellow. He's looking for that yellow flag. Sorlin and Curtis behind him. Curtis's tires are finally coming into play. Amato coming out of pit road. Andrew Rich already gone. And now Gardner will fly into the pits. Sorlin will as well. Curtis actually stayed out. He faked him out. He was going low out of 2. He looked like he was going to pit, but he ended up deciding not to. William Brock, again, staying out another lap. He sits second. This driver's trail, Michael Amato. A couple more drivers coming out of pit road now. And here it is. Curtis will turn down, almost right into Fitzwater. Those were the last 2 to stay out. No, wait. Zach Flickinger is still on the racetrack. Here he comes. Almost into John Nunn. Philip Parker and Nico Tringali remain on the track. This is the battle for the lead right here. Really close calls going into pit road. Curtis still led the lap into pit road. Tringali and Parker. Tringali will now pit. So Parker staying out still. We talked about him wanting to prove, and there's a yellow! There's the yellow, we talked about it! And Philip Parker is the race leader. What does this mean? And he will be pitting there. Oh, and he gets into Diego Yepes! Again with the bad decisions. So Parker now with door damage will pit. Who is on the lead lap? Andrew Rich is confirmed. Shelley, Amato, Gardner, Riggleman, Sorlin, Fitzwater, Curtis, Rowe, Gray, Brock. Decent amount of drivers. But from Charles Jackson back, our lap down. Let's see what happened to bring out this yellow. We talked about it. Apparently Nate Rogers was still on the racetrack as well, so a Red Bull strategy was going on. There you see Qualls ducking in front of TJ Hanley. However, Nate Rogers, not as lucky, turns down right in front of Deanna Jones, nails Eli Bright. Drivers just with no regards to common sense today. And Deanna Jones makes decent contact to Eli Bright. Three-car incident heading into turn 3 between 2 non-chasers and one of the favorites to win the championship on lap 75. And this will cause a restart with under 10 to go, so they will not be double file with lap down cars on the inside. And Rich definitely has a good amount of lap down cars behind him. This should be interesting. All right, restart will be with 9 to go. So like we said, 1 lap, under 10 to go, so everyone stays single file. Rich has a lot of lap down cars in front of him, and his best bet is to just make sure he does not get caught here. Remember, Rich has the oldest tires. A lot of the guys behind him stayed out a decent amount of time. James Shelley sits in 2nd place, Michael Amato 3rd, Gardner 4th, Riggleman 5th, Sorlin 6th, Fitzwater 7th, Curtis 8th, Rowe 9th, and Alex Gray is 10th. Philip Parker was one of the few that stayed out, and surprisingly there were still 29 drivers on the lead lap, so Parker restarts with the freshest tires, but he sits in 28th. 4 chase drivers on the tail in the lead lap include Charles Jackson, Austin Alves, TJ Hanley, and Deanna Jones, who was in the incident as well. She did not pit for her damage. 9 to go at Pikes Peak. Who's got the best tires and chance to gain ground? And Rich is going to make it 3 wide on Oskin and Jones. He knows he needs to get this win. This is very exciting. Even if they are lap cars, he's on the very bottom. Jones will be going away. Now remember, James Shelley can see the back bumper of the 53 car. James Shelley can see the back bumper of Andrew Rich. As now the 48 ducks in front of the 1 car. 8 to go at the line that time by. Eli Bright on the outside of Shelley. Amato still sits 3rd. Gardner in 4th. Rich, 7 laps away from win number 6. Arndt still right behind the 53 of Rich. Fresher tires are not really showing. Remember, these guys have not had the best days. They've been in the back all day. Rich is not going anywhere, neither is James Shelley. Rich has the oldest tires on the racetrack out of anyone. Is the 9 laps long enough for Arndt to get a shot under him? The big question being, when did John Arndt pit? Faster that lap. If they get side by side, it could really open the door for James Shelley. If he could get there. Shelley though with a bumper full of right. Amato and Gardner are right there behind the 37 car. Arndt clearly looking for some way to get by Andrew Rich. He does not want to finish in 40th place position. As you see TJ Hanley making a move on Dylan Young. Arndt's all over the bumper of Rich. They'll be coming the 4 to go. Rich really just trying to stay focused. Doing everything he can. Oh, a little slide up there in turn 1. Does that open the door for Arndt? He was peeking out of corner. That's not the best place to peek out. And now Rich is all over the bumper of Samet Oskin. It'll be 3 to go at the start-finish line. Rich peeking low on Oskin. Does he make a move? Into turn 1 he was looking, but he doesn't go. James Shelley closing fastest lap, 3/10 faster than Rich. Rich is on the border of losing this race. Ferranti making a daring move, tried to make it 3 wide with Goldberg and Young, couldn't get there. Oskin still holding up Andrew Rich. Rich is looking high, 2 to go. Shelley closing another 10th as John Arndt's gonna get to his inside. John Arndt, a lap down car to the inside of Andrew Rich. Does James Shelley have time? Rich is gonna clear John Arndt into turn 3. That might seal it. Oskin side by side with Ferranti. White flag in the air for Andrew Rich. Arndt making another move, but he can't get there. Rich to the inside of Samet Oskin. Running really low off of turn 2. Amato's peeking around. Arndt all over the bumper of Andrew Rich. Shelley won't have any time. Off of turn 4 to start off the 2018 chase. Andrew Rich will win at Pikes Peak. And it got really close for chase driver Andrew Rich. James Shelley and Michael Amato, we mentioned them earlier, the 2 multi-race winners from 2017 who haven't won, come so close, 2nd and 3rd place. 4th is Johnny Gardner, 5th Mark Riggleman, 6th DJ Curtis, 7th Jonathan Zorlin, 8th Zachary Fitzwater, Alex Gray 9th, William Brock 10th, so a total of 6 chase drivers in the top 10 as Emmanuel Hartnett had a ton of damage. What the heck? As the caution is out, was there an incident? It really doesn't matter. No, there's not been a caution. I don't know. But Andrew Rich, your race winner. Cody Hagan had the fastest lap. Wow, how about that? Where did the 8 car finish? 21st. Wow, Hagen really rebounded from starting in last. So, the first race is in the books. We'll go over the rest of the finishing results for your chase drivers. Cole Deaver 15th, Flickinger 16th, Hagen 21st, Seth Cole 24th, Osborne 25th, Yepes 27th, Jackson finishes 30th, Alves 34th, Hanley 35th, and Deanna Jones finishes 42nd, so not the race she wanted at all. Well, it was a pretty quick 88 lap race, I have to say, so I will see you guys next week at Papyrus for the only road course race of the playoffs this year. We do not have two like we did last year, and that'll be the second race of round one. I'll see you guys there.